Hey everyone, one of our favorite things about TapRooT is the amazing software tool that you can use to do much more robust, in-depth, and efficient investigations. And our software development team is constantly working to improve it and just make it something that is going to help your investigations go better. And I'm so excited today to have Angie Comer with us. Hey Angie.
Hi.
She works so hard with our team and also helps implement the software when you put the software in place at your company. So you're in great hands when Angie gets on the line with you. But today what we're going to talk about are the what's new basically in TapRooT software, which there's constantly something new, isn't there, Angie?
There is. We're pushing out new releases and updates several times every year.
Yes, you do, and it's one of those things that makes if you're not a client that uses our hosting services, it's that's a good reason to do it because it helps you. Since we do it several times a year, you stay up on the latest upgrade that way without having to really bother your IT team. Sometimes they're very overloaded, and that's something you all help with all the time, right, Angie?
Absolutely.
Well, let's talk a little bit about in the upgrades. What are some of your favorite new upgrades that have happened in the software?
Yeah, so we've had several new features of the software over the last year and several more upcoming. But some of the most popular ones with the feedback that we get from our customers, one of them has been our grading investigation option.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, we provide a tool, a list of 15 factors to consider where you can add weights and eventually end with a grade, sort of like a report card of how your investigations have been performed. It is something that can help you learn from your investigations and get better and better continuous improvement on understanding, how they're being performed.
Yeah, and I've talked to some clients when I tell them about that, they're like, "Oh, we need that."
Yeah,
They want to be able to know if they need to improve those investigations and how to coach their team members to do those investigations. So I love
yeah,
that, and we do a webinar on that as well, so
yeah.
people can learn how
And
to
we
do it.
Yeah, absolutely. That's something to look into that we provide. And additionally, we have some recommended weights and grade, to help determine what the grades are. But as administrators of the software, we also allow, our customers to define their own metrics. So they can go in as administrators and set and lock their own grades and values that may be more applicable to them outside of our recommendations.
That's
So there's
wonderful.
definitely some ability to configure that on your own as well.
You all are always helping our clients customize for what their needs are.
We do. We try very hard.
Well, so what's another feature you love?
So another one that we also do webinar on is causal factor worksheets.
Mm.
So we have in the past had causal factor worksheets. We have them for regular safety incidents, patient safety incidents that are oriented towards the medical field,
Mm-hmm.
quality and equipment worksheets that were paper copies that we've embedded into the software. So what these are used for is when you're planning your SnapChart, your sequence of events. We give you this what we call an optional technique, where you can go into the software and use these worksheets. And they're not exactly worksheets created in the software, but it's sort of a wizard that you walk through, answer some questions, and help really identify your causal factors. So it's an extra tool that really benefits the users to help identify those causal factors that they will go on to do for further root cause analysis for. So we've gotten a lot of good feedback on that, and it's been a really great new tool in the software over the past year.
Yeah, because sometimes that's one of those things when you're learning TapRooT that can be a little confusing. Is that a causal factor or is that not a causal factor? And those sheets have
Right.
really, I've gotten a lot of good feedback on that too from our users, and they just absolutely love that. You just go through a few questions and you can tell if
Yeah.
that's a causal factor or not. And it can
Yep.
and it can save time too, because sometimes people are in conversations about, well, no, I don't think it is, and this person is, well, I think it is. So that is, it's kind of the argument ceaser right there.
Yeah. Give some good guidance for sure.
Exactly, great guidance for it. Well, so you're going to have some new things coming up as well.
Yeah, so last year, right before the summit, we launched our mobile app that's available on the iTunes iStore and Google Play Store.
Yeah.
But we're making some improvements to that. So before this next summit that's coming up in June,
Yep.
we're going to have a feature that allows what we call two-way sync. So the previous version of the mobile app allowed you to gather information, evidence out in the field when you're offline and be able to sync that data back to your office computer, for example. So then you go back and you could work and continue on the investigation. The feature that we're releasing this coming up June is going to allow the data to sync back to the mobile app when you go back out in the field. So this is sort of a function like I like to refer to as like checking out a library book. So you can go out in the field, gather your data, send it to your office, go back to your office, work on the investigation. Then when you have more questions, you're working on your SnapChart, you got to go back and gather some more information and data. You can check out that investigation like a library book sort of. So you check that out, take it back out into the field with your mobile app, gather the additional information, and then you can send it back to your office. So then you check the library book back in, and there's a two-way sync and flow of data between the mobile app, which is can be used offline when you don't have an internet connection, and then back to your work. So it's very exciting.
I love that analogy, and that just explains it so great. And that was last year when we introduced the app at the summit. And you know what? We can probably put a link to that video that we did that Dan Verlinde did a great job of demonstrating the app at the summit. But that was a question that people had about that. So it's like always, you all are listening to our users and providing what they ask for. And y'all are just fantastic about that. We just hear people just complimenting your all's efforts all the time. So
we're always listening and welcoming feedback, and we don't ever want that to stop. Those go into development. So everybody who's listening and watching, be sure to give us your feedback, your ideas, all of that, because we really value that information. So, yeah.
Absolutely. So how do people learn more about the software? But like if you put it into place, how do you learn to use it? What are the things that you all have in place for people to do that?
Great question. We have a lot of tools and resources. We have documented, training guides that are available, things that are embedded in the software. Additionally, we have webinars that can be attended either publicly or specifically for your company. An on-site course is a possibility to do on-hand training. But what's coming up real soon at the summit is our 2-day software pre-summit course, where you're going to have the ability to learn on day one. You learn on the front-end user investigation, walking through all of the tools in the 7-step process. And then on day 2, you do a deep dive on the administrative features. That's, we talked about configurations and customizations, and you can learn a lot of great things in that course, especially on day 2, to make that software your own and to meet all your own specific customer needs. So I highly encourage you to sign up to come. Me and Dan Verlinde will be teaching the 2-day pre-summit course here coming up in June.
And it's going to be, let's talk a little bit about our summit. Back behind me is a picture of Knoxville, Tennessee, and that is where our summit is going to take place and the pre-summit courses. And this year is kind of different because of COVID. We know that some people who normally would join us or want to join us can't because of COVID restrictions. So we've all been learning a lot of new things this year, and we're putting in place a hybrid version of the summit. So if you want to come, if you're able to come to the summit in person, we're going to be there. We're going to be in person downtown Knoxville. But if you can't come, we're also going to have virtual aspect of the summit. And the 2-day pre-summit course for the What's New in TapRooT Software is going to be a hybrid one, right, Angie?
Correct. Yep.
Okay. So, this is, say you have some software admin people who may not have been able to come in the past to the summit. This would be a good opportunity for them to learn some.
Yeah, and it's a lot of fun. I'm a little bit of an IT nerd, but we have a really good time. So
Oh,
please join us again.
people love it. They really love that course and they learn a lot. So, well, Angie, thank you. And for all those out there, if you want to learn more about all of this, you just go to our website, go to taproot.com. We have blog articles out all the time. You can go and sign up for our newsletter if you're not getting that already. So that's how you find out when we do upgrades, and because you all always send out a nice uh, announcement when you upgrade the software, and you'll learn about when webinars are coming up, the pre-summit course, find out all kinds of information. The summit information is changing pretty rapidly right now as we're learning how to do this hybrid situation. So definitely you want to get information on that and register. If you don't know if you're coming in person or virtual, you can go ahead and register anyway, and you can swap if you need to. So that's not a problem at all. So anyway, we hope to see you at the summit. We hope you sign up for some of these webinars that we have. We have all kinds of webinars. If you go up to the store in our website, you'll see a little tab that says webinars, and you can see them right there. Or like Angie said, we can come on site and teach software for you. We want you all to be experts in using this because we know that's going to help you in your investigations. So thank you all for joining us. Please ring the notification bell so that you can know when we're having videos. Subscribe to our channel and give Angie 2 thumbs up for doing a great job. This was her first time on TapRooT TV, and we hope she will be back with us soon. Thanks, Angie.
Thanks for having me.
Right.
Bye.